Best way to ruin your evening. Ty came out to check calves. First off, she's texting me telling me she's missing one in this group, Bam's group. So I look at the cameras. There's nothing here. There's nothing there. Then she said, "Oh, I found one." Then she says, "That fence right there. Calves are leaning on it and not getting shocked." Yeah, we replaced these two wires today. Unhook that switch on the pole, which does this line. That's why the calves weren't getting shocked, because it comes off the end of this line to go to the bridge. Oh, she watched one of the steers walk through down there, about where she's at now. He just went back through. Instead of coming up to the gate, he went right back through the wire about 30 feet to the other side of the gate. So, I'm up here to turn the fence back on now that she's got it back together. Gotta love it. One thing about Herefords generally, if they think they need some dry hay, they'll go get it. Bam Bam's in eating dry hay. There's still enough grass where they're at for another day without having to eat the hay. But that's one nice thing about them. And I'm wondering why we're congregated. Oh, never mind, I know why, because they're eating along the fence, that's all. Durr. And Wally's group is way back there this morning. In fact, I think they may be on the other side of the creek, over in the trees, part of them. I see some on the same side of the creek I am, but remember, the creek does a little shoo. And I don't know which one of the bad boys is, but they better all still be over here this morning. I got two of them right here. Yeah, two of them. Yeah, in fact, that one kind of hiding there, that's Boomer's kid. And I know there's at least 3 of them partaking at the feeders, so there's only 6 in there, so they better all be there. And Dino's group mostly down there. See where they've moved. See if I can make it show up on camera, if I can get where I can actually see the camera worth the damn. Where'd my finger go? There it is. There's a line about right there in the grass, right just behind that one cow. They got all the dew knocked off between there and the creek. The rest of it's full of dew. It's chilly this morning too. Of course, it's supposed to be 70% chance of rain today, so we'll see. Hey, this is that side road that I showed you the road grader was on the other day. Yeah, it's solid washboards now. Doesn't matter where you go. The county has this thing about making sure they have too much rock on the road so that when they do grade it, all it is just pebbles to drive on. Just freaking wonderful. And of course, nobody knows how to drive on their own side of the road either. You need to have anybody be nice and go slow and not make too much dust, but it'll be better. Maybe I'll meet that idiot with the tractor later. And I see they missed a little one they planted. Didn't quite get through that at the time. I know over on the other side of the hill, I guarantee they missed quite a bit over there because it was just too many wet spots. But anyway, I'm going kind of right over here, but I got to go that way and around to get there. See if I still have a tractor sitting in a field, and see if I can scratch that up, maybe get it planted today, then get everything home and cleaned up. Of course, with places like this, you got to do this kind of stuff on mornings in the middle of the week, because Yeah, you can't make enough parking area for the people you expect to have to your little events or whatever. And this road, pavement itself isn't over 16 feet wide. And they park on both sides of the road to be at that winery. Awesome. Oh, I still got a tractor to disc here. She turns over. She needs to turn a little faster. Engine oil's low, which you expect that. She burnt a little. Doesn't this look beautiful? Now, if it would have been smoothed out and it didn't have 8 to 10 inch deep ruts in it from spreading manure when it was worked up, wouldn't be too bad. Except this light colored strip right here in front of me, that's all hairy vetch. But the rest is grass. Not that it's grass that's going to produce anything, because it hasn't here for a few years, except for over along the trees. So I'm going to get me a jug of oil. Probably come back and hook the jumpers to her and see what happens. Yeah, pickup's hooked up. Just put oil in it. Sentry just finished going through its BS, so let's see what happens. She should be firing by now. Well, she was spinning fast enough. Had a little bit of smoke coming. Pumped the primer pump for a little bit. And yeah, she just don't want to go. So the next step is give her a little breath of ether. Man, the only time I remember giving this tractor ether is when it was like 20 degrees out for a month. And we had to have it. But Ty went back to get a can of ether because, yeah, there still ain't nothing in my pickup yet. And it's one of these things, damn, hate to work this up, but at the same time, it's, yeah, at least this isn't, 2 foot plus growth like a lot of what we worked up last year. And when you looked at our pasture and how that's growing, and then you look at this, yeah, this ain't going to make squat again for hay. So, still the right decision, either way. And thank God we ain't too far from home. I hate making trips back and forth. I mean, she's got fuel in her. I know she should have enough to finish this anyway. Probably should look in the tank, but if the gauge says it's got fuel, then we know the bottom tank's usually full and there's 18 gallons there, so back tank can be empty. Doesn't do any good that it sat out here all winter, but it would have sat outside at home too. At least there ain't too much crap inside here. A couple cobwebs here and there's about all. Looks kind of like it was the day I parked it. So, I got another one of them freaking planes that's got to stay low. Why they got to stay low? I don't get it. Anyway, she gets back, we'll get it fired up. Hopefully I'll get this disc before lunch. I'm thinking I'm going to have to go over it twice with the amount of cover that's got on top, or it ain't going to plant with it, damn. Well, if you remember last fall before we spread manure on this, we went over it 5 times with this disc. I've been over it twice now. Some of it back there behind me has actually been over 4 times. And I'm hoping some of it up here in that corner has been over 4 times also. I'm hoping to go around and around and be done. But in the meantime, the AC ain't working. Pressure's low, so it's slightly warm in here. It's lunchtime, and I'm going to bring the service truck up after lunch and give it some fuel and see what I can do about making the AC work. So, that's my story. I'm sticking to it for now. I don't know if we're going to get to plant this today or not. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. It's supposed to rain this afternoon, but I don't know. It don't look any different now than it did earlier. That's all I know. So, Becky should be here in a couple minutes. not worth trying to make around it. I guess I do still got to go around and knock that strip down good. And hopefully that and the draw will work up better. Oh, that's nice when the AC works. Yeah, it was low. Luckily I didn't have to evac it and start over. One of the fittings was loose. The coupler on the low pressure side was loose on the tube. I thought the other one was too, but it's an elbow that's made to swivel. It was tight, but man, the other one I got a half a turn on. It's like, really? And Ty came up and greased that. Filled this pig with fuel, so I don't have to worry, and I don't know how much it took, but it ran for a long time. And it's kind of like, I don't know how much Freon I put in, but it ran for a long time. I so hate the fact that they had to switch everything from R12 to R134. This thing would freeze you out of here with R12. Since the conversion, we've been through, I want to say, 6 compressors. Yeah. This one's lasted the longest. It's been in here probably 7 or 8 years. I'm not going to complain. But, I mean, it's cooling all it's going to cool. And I didn't put the thermometer in here to check, but it's cooler than it is outside now. That's all I can tell you. And I'm going to go round and round here. I'm going to go backwards this first round just because it's more aggressive on the corners. And when I get back up here, I'll turn around and go the other way and go right back over it. And by the way, there you go, Nelson. It was sitting over here. Now it's over there just so it's not blocking the driveway or in my way. And Ty's going to go see if she can knock some grass out from underneath some hot wires so we got more juice so we don't have any issues. Confucius say, just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you should forget to close the trap doors on all those. We figured it out when I got to here. I went, wait a minute. And they're fun to get closed when they're clear full of grain. Chocolate concrete! You never know what till you find. We haven't worked this field in probably 10 years. And I know there was some in the corner behind me where we come in. By the way, I'm on my 3rd round planting. Also got the last trap door all the way shut after we got in here. This place used to include that way back when. I don't know how far it went. And I went up to the top of the hill, and the road's up at the top of the hill. Road over there too. And we farmed was where I am now, up to the end of the road. Then the guy sold this part off, and this guy built this house. And the guy up there decided he was going to raise him some beef, so he didn't want us to farm it anymore. Which wasn't a bad idea, because he put that fancy pipe fence in. And we were making some big bales on that. Dad had to be here with the tractor to catch them. Because literally they would end out. The only way I could run that was straight up and down the hill. It was too steep to the side hill, that part. And pulling the big bidder with the 2294, I seriously had like 60% slippage with good tires. And the bale would come out, and all I could do is watch it go indo till it hit the bottom of the hill until Dad caught it. And he had one that almost got the fence. But anyway, hey, welcome to planting season 2023. The one and only field for planting. And yes, it's rougher than I'd like it to be. But Ty said the weatherman changed their mind and said 80% chance of rain at 7 a.m. So I want this to get rained on after it's planted, not before. Because if it does rain in the morning, it's going to be a few days before I get back on it. And then probably have to disc it again. And the 5288, I was thinking last year had some issues. Got a little tick going, and I've been thinking, yeah, I think we got some broken rings. It's got about 4,000 or 5,000 hours on it since we did a partial in-frame on it. We did rings, bearings, and one piston. And I think she's done again. I through. Well, I put a gallon of oil in it when I started here. After lunch, I put another gallon of oil in it. And only went over this once. And it was still up toward the full mark when it left here. I have no idea what it says now. It's back down to get cleaned off by the cow lot. But what I can tell you is the hump in the road before I got home, before I got to the top of that hump, the sound didn't really change, but she dropped about 400 RPMs and was throwing a good smoke screen. So, yeah. And when I started in the driveway, it was pretty much done smoking. It's out the blow-by and I think some out the exhaust. So now it's like, what the hell to do with that? Kind of need that to cut hay with. Of course, it's kind of like I still need the hydraulics on this to work to run the big baler. I switched remotes on this so I could lift the cultipacker in. Yeah, I remember I tried that last fall and that didn't work. So. And if you notice, it's a lot rougher right here. That's because I disked this corner out because it had some sod in it. So it's between going over tire tracks and going over the disc rut or furrow. And I'm cruising. I mean, I'm going twice as fast as this as I was disking. But for the most part, it's not bad. And what's behind me is relatively smooth because Cultipacker does a really good job of smoothing. Sorry, my camera mount's a little flimsy. But anyway, make sure and wait till the very end because I got some clips from Ty. I think she got some of the killdeer and she got some of the calves planned. So, but as for me, I'm gonna call it good. Probably be a little late tonight just because usually I'm trying to get it edited by now, and where I'm at, I don't have service to do squat. So, anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you had a great hump day. And by the way, I do like running this tractor so much more than that other one. You know, I got more power shift gears. I got not more horsepower, but a lot more torque. 504's got torque, 466 doesn't. So, anyway, once again, thanks for watching. Hopefully, everybody has a good Thursday.
Dino, you're the loudest goddamn bull. Dino, shut the hell up. Dee! We love you too, Dino. Now shut your mouth. Okay, that used to work for an old bull and an old cow we used to have. Doesn't work for him. He's an asshole. And he always talks like that. Is he talking some shit, Bam? Yeah, this is why you're my favorite boy. Because you don't give two shits, huh? Don't give two shits. Blakely, were you loving on it too, baby? He's talking shit, isn't he? Yeah, you just stare at him and just chew your cud and ignore him, huh? It's like a stare down, isn't it? Well, that would be baby killdeer in the middle of the screen. It's one of three. The other three are on the other side of the hump where I can't see him. Here's mommy. And daddy. I don't know if you guys can even see him on the screen. There you go, there's dad. So they're almost the size of mommy and daddy already, and they're 2 weeks old. And of course the steers. You guys have already, will all have already seen the shit show that we had last night. They're still on my shit list.